Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, has been an absolute palate cleanser, a genuinely refreshing and unexpected experience. I didn't think it would sneak up on me the way it did and literally steal my time and my life, especially after coming off the emotional and artistic high that was Clair Obscur Expedition 33, another smash hit surprise that's rightly earned the praise it's been getting. And yet, here I am, completely absorbed in a cozy RPG I didn't see coming. Fantasy Life I has slowly but surely been wrapping itself around my brain like a warm, magical fog. I find myself thinking about it constantly, whether I'm eating, winding down for the night, or just zoning out during the day. There's something irresistibly charming about it, from its inviting world design to its engaging RPG loop, soothing music, and surprisingly deep life sim mechanics. Even just 10 hours in, there's already so much I've discovered, and even more I want to share. It's the kind of game that makes you want to talk about it endlessly. If you're enjoying this journey too, or just curious, please feel free to /chop or mine that subscribe button, and drop a comment if Fantasy Life I has been stealing your time like it has mine. So you begin your journey in the world of Reveria, a magical land full of whimsy, mystery and charm. Your adventure kicks off as you set sail with your archaeology-loving companions, following the trail of a massive ancient dragon skull. It all feels adventurous and mysterious in that comforting storybook kind of way. But just as you're settling into your role, a twist of magic opens a sudden portal, transporting you back in time to a strange, forgotten island. That whole sequence genuinely caught me off guard in the best way. Now, I'll admit, the core story is pretty simple in the classic RPG sense, but within the cozy game genre, that simplicity works in its favour, allowing the characters and setting to shine. The opening sequence in particular is a real highlight. You're immediately introduced to this fun, quirky cast of characters, each full of personality and heart. The writing is delightfully witty, the animations are expressive and charming, and the early cutscenes do a great job of pulling you into the world. Even early on, I felt like I was part of this oddball crew, a colourful bunch of characters and creatures all tied together by shared curiosity and adventure. There's a light-hearted, whimsical vibe that permeates everything, but it's also surprisingly emotional at times. Certain moments hit a little harder than expected, drawing you in and making sure you care deeply for these characters and their struggles. I came in expecting something purely cute and cuddly, but I've been pleasantly surprised by the story's depth and the way it gently layers in more serious themes. If it wasn't already obvious, Fantasy Life I is a visual treat. The game's aesthetic is bold and vibrant, yet soft and easy on the eyes, perfectly tuned to deliver that cozy fairy tale story book-like experience. It welcomes you gently into a world that feels both relaxing and full of wonder. I'm playing on PC, and I have to say, the detailed textures on the characters and environments look really polished. This isn't just surface level charm either. The game is built in Unreal Engine 5, and while you might not notice every technical enhancement on the surface, it's clearly doing a lot behind the scenes. Things like particle effects, global illumination, depth of field, and beautifully subtle lighting all come together to create this harmonious, painterly vibe. The overall effect feels more like a living picture book than a typical RPG. It is truly magical. But it's the art direction that really stands out to me. The real star of the show. It reminds me so much of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, with its soft yet striking colour palette, cheerful designs, and the whimsical world building. So I wouldn't be surprised if Level 5 drew some inspiration from it. Everything feels animated, joyful and just plain fun to be immersed in. Whether I'm exploring a glowing forest, bustling town, or quiet fishing spot, the world is just a pleasure to exist in. As cozy and charming as it looks, the game also packs in a surprising amount of mechanics and features, which it slowly drip feeds to you. Fortunately, I've never felt overwhelmed. The pacing is just right, especially for a slower, more relaxed adventure like this. Menus and systems unlock gradually, such as expanded options on your Weird Pad, giving you quicker access to various in-game features. As you progress, things open up naturally, which really respects your time and keeps things feeling manageable. Now let's talk about what I think is one of the most brilliant aspects of the game: the 14 different lives. These lives essentially act as the game's class or job system and are divided into combat, gathering, and crafting types. Unlike many RPGs where you choose one class and stick with it, here you're free to jump between any of these 14 lives whenever you like. You can switch manually or even automatically depending on your current activity, which is an absolute game changer. And while the freedom is awesome, it's also kind of necessary. You'll eventually want to unlock all 14 licenses to get the most out of the story: resource gathering, crafting, building, and completing side quests. But honestly, it doesn't feel like a chore. The system is incredibly snappy, flexible, and fun. I've been absolutely loving experimenting with different lives depending on my mood. Sometimes I'll spend an hour peacefully fishing or mining, and then swap to combat mode to fight monsters and level up my magician life. It really scratches that gameplay itch, especially coming from more action-oriented games. Combat itself might not be ultra hardcore, but it's satisfyingly strategic while staying casual, which I really appreciate. It's approachable for newcomers or cozy gamers, but still engaging enough to keep more experienced players interested. I find myself slipping into a flow state where I'll spend time casually grinding, gathering, or crafting, and then realise I've played for 3 hours without even noticing. What's especially refreshing is that while the game is content rich, it never feels like it's pressuring you. You're encouraged to take your time. Maybe today you focus on cooking, tomorrow you want to chop some trees and decorate your island, and another day you might feel like you want to progress the story just a bit more. The balance between freedom and direction is something I think a lot of cozy games struggle with, but Fantasy Life I gets it just right. Naturally, I have to compare it a bit to Animal Crossing New Horizons, since they share that cozy, creative energy. ACNH is a great game in its own right. It's super chill and focused entirely on creating your dream island, interacting with your villagers, and vibing forever. But for me, while I loved it, it eventually felt a bit aimless. There's no real sense of momentum or goal outside of what you create for yourself. With Fantasy Life I though, I think the RPG backbone really gives it a leg up. It's got the same bright and cheerful aesthetic, the same wholesome energy, but with more structure, progression, and gameplay depth. There's a story with stakes, combat that feels satisfying, and a gameplay loop that rewards both short bursts and long sessions. For me personally, that makes it a much stronger, longer lasting experience. So if I had to sum it up, I'd say Fantasy Life I leaned more towards Zelda Echoes of Wisdom than Animal Crossing. It blends the cozy with the adventurous, the cute with the compelling, and wraps it all in a soft, welcoming visual package. It's a little slice of life RPG that offers a ton without ever feeling heavy, and that's exactly the kind of game I didn't know I needed. Lastly, I want to wrap up this first impressions review by giving a big spotlight to something that's truly elevated the whole experience for me. That's of course the music. Now I don't know about you, but when I play a game and the soundtrack is consistently catchy, emotive and energizing, I can usually tell I'm in for something special. And that's exactly what happened here. Whether it's a gentle tune playing while I wander through a sleepy village, a dramatic flourish during combat, or some quirky offbeat track when I stumble across a strange NPC. The music in Fantasy Life I is just pure joy. There's a real richness and range to the soundtrack. It all sounded oddly familiar to me in the best way, and then it just clicked. Nobuo Uematsu, the legendary composer best known for his iconic work on the Final Fantasy series, composed the soundtrack, and honestly, that just made everything make sense. His iconic touch is all over this game. You can hear it in the heartfelt melodies, the layered arrangements, and the way the music complements the storytelling and gameplay so effortlessly. At times, I genuinely had to pause and just appreciate how good a particular track was. It's that nostalgic, comforting, emotional kind of music that stayed with you long after you've turned the game off. It all just feels right. So if it wasn't clear by now, Fantasy Life I has fully captured my attention in a way that many other cozy or casual adventure games just haven't managed to do. It brings together everything I love about JRPGs: story, exploration, progression systems, charming characters, and softens the edges into a more relaxed, approachable experience. And that balance really works for me. So if you're like I was, on the fence, wondering if this game has the depth to keep you hooked, but the coziness to help you unwind, then let me just say, Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, might just steal your time too. And they'll do it in the most joyful, peaceful, and satisfying way. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you get a sense of what makes this game so special. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's more crafting, fishing, fighting, and mystery solving to do. Time to head back to Riveria.